everybody. This is TheExpansionPort, and I am Justin Bryant.
And I am Mark Grace.
And this is also our second attempt at recording this episode. We we messed up a little bit on the last one. There was a bit of an issue with the volume.
And then we accidentally weren't paying attention, and then it wasn't recording for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we might be bad webcast hosts, Mark.
At least we're good at editing, though.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that.
We just need to get somebody else to do all the fancy stuff.
Yeah, and we've decided to take a new direction with the show, by the way. We've decided that we're just going to talk. We're going to talk to each other rather than pick a specific subject to talk about.
It's too hard to follow that way.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is basically just two guys talking to each other, and we are both considerably humorous individuals. So,
plus our best stuff really came whenever we just kind of bantered off in our other ones.
Yeah, it definitely did. This is our new format for the show, and I hope you like it. So, our living situations. You go ahead and go first, Mark.
All right. Whenever I started high school 4 years ago, I basically lived by myself.
Which was kick-ass.
Yeah. I had quite a few of our friends live with me at one period. I had Cody for, I think, 4 months, and then he stayed with me whenever I moved to my aunt's as well. And then Cam lived with me for about 6, and then you lived with me for about 4 as well.
Yeah, it was really, really kick-ass there. We could do basically
anything we wanted, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Now you are living with your aunt.
Yeah, we lost the house after my dad got disabled, and it took 15 months for him to get Social Security.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah. They are paying him back pay, though. It's
Are they?
Quite a lot of money.
I did not know that.
Yep.
15 months of back pay?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Are they paying him all at once, or are they just going to kind of...
I think it's all at once.
Cool. So yeah, you're living with your aunt now, which is you're not too fond of that situation.
No. She's pretty downright awful whenever she's drunk.
It sounds like some really sappy. I lived with my aunt who beat me. She got drunk every night and treated me really bad.
It's like one of those horror stories. It's like the after effect.
Yeah.
Like how shocked the kid is afterwards.
Yeah. On to my living situation. I'll go ahead and start with, I was born about 19 years ago, and my mother popped me out of her vagina, which is actually a good story in itself. I came out upside down and with my umbilical cord wrapped around my neck, and I ate my own feces as I was being, Anyway, lived with my mom for quite a while, and then I went to live with Mark, came back to my mother's house, and then I went and lived with this Jew, which is not meant to be derogatory. I lived with this Jewish guy in Ohio, and we were wondering if, people who were born, for example, I'm a white guy, all right? And so I look at other white people, and I think, that person, that's just a normal white person, and that it registers in my brain as being normal, not that other
Sounds
races...
so racist.
Not that other races are abnormal. I'm not
It's
racist.
just that that's what you're used to seeing.
Yeah, exactly. I know that both of us, we grew up in towns that not many, black people live there, right?
Yeah, well, at least not in my area.
Yeah, same with me. And so it was a huge culture shock to both of us when we moved and wound up, being around quite a few other races of people, which...
Yeah, there was a lot of Spanish people when I lived in Westchester.
There's a lot of Spanish people everywhere, dude.
Well, not whenever I was growing up. Well, then again, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Right. And then I guess there's the concept of being young and not understanding things fully, and then okay, this person is a person, and that's it.
Yeah.
As being a white person, I look at other white people as being normal, and just, that's a regular person. And then I'll look at a Jewish person, and, a lot of Jewish people have large noses compared to white people.
Yeah.
And, again, this is not meant to be racist at all. It's just, for example, kind of situation. I would look at a Jewish person and think, what about this person is different from me, and that's just an automatic thought process. And then I, notice obvious physical things about that person, and it's like Jewish people have large noses typically, and so I wonder if being Jewish, if they look at other Jewish people and think, oh, it's a normal person, and then look at a white person and think, oh, that person has a fucking tiny nose. So, yeah, that's a whole subject by itself. Anyway,
Yeah.
I lived with a Jewish guy in Ohio for 2 months, I think. But my current living situation, I live with my grandparents in the back room of a basement, which is entirely made of concrete. And I sleep on a pad on the floor. Anyway, let's talk about current events in our life, yeah? Any new developments in your life, Mark?
I recently got a truck. I don't know what kind it is. I don't get to see it till tomorrow, but I'm kind of excited to finally get to start driving.
That's awesome. You're going to be the first person out of our little sect to own and operate a vehicle.
Well, at least legally.
Yeah.
I know Dan and Cody have driven a few times.
Though, yeah, your birthday's coming up soon.
Yeah, actually, it's Monday, 17th.
You are going to be 18 years old. How does it feel?
Not different at all, really. Can't really do anything different at 18.
No, not well, I mean, you are completely against smoking tobacco, but I mean, that's pretty much that, and legally watch porn, which who the fuck actually cares anymore? Everyone watches porn. Recent events for me. Yesterday, I went to the eye doctor, and I hadn't been in 6 years to the eye doctor. And when I went 6 years ago, the only thing that you had to do was look at a chart on a wall through these giant fucking metal binoculars. And then they switched, and they have this, like, monotonous tone that they're like, well, not monotonous, but just so, I don't know what word you would use. They're like, A or B.
Yeah, it just drones on and on.
1 or 2. 2.
I always have so much trouble with that. I always say the wrong one.
I know. I had to tell her to go back to 1 or 2. Can I sing 1 again? 1 or 2. I don't know. Go a little bit slower. 1 or 2. I think maybe 2 might be a little bit better.
Why do they need a person for that job?
I have no idea at all.
Couldn't you just press a button that shows you the next one and then, like, press another button to say that you want that one?
It would be, yeah, I know. Everything else is operated by a machine. Dude, oh my god. They have this giant-ass machine that you put your forehead against this little dot, and I'm already paranoid. You have to understand a little bit about me and my eyes, okay? I am incredibly paranoid about things touching my eyeballs. Honestly, I was almost not able to do this, but you have to put your forehead against this bar, and then there's this giant black tube that comes out and approaches your eyeball